Hello everybody and welcome back to another quilted cow sewing tutorial. I'm your host for the day, Stacy, and today we are working on a pretty spectacular project. This is one of our subscription box projects. This is the March month box project, one of them at least. And this is the beautiful Flora pillow designed by our exclusive designer, Reese. And I just think that it's gorgeous. We're going to be working on this today. So if you got your subscription box, get ready to put together this beautiful pillow. But before we get started on that, I would like to thank our sponsors, Husqvarna Viking Sewing Machines, Creative Grids, Rulers, Rotary Cutters and Mats, and Wilmington Prints. Let's begin. All right, everybody. So to begin, hopefully you got your subscription box, your month of March subscription box. And if you didn't, just come to thequiltedcow.com and order yours today to get this beautiful kit. This is the most beautiful pillow that we have. This is using a charm pack. And I have already pre-picked my charms that I'm using and I've cut everything down. I've also gone ahead and I have made my half square triangles, but I'm going to trim those up for you so that you can see. If you've not made half square triangles before, go check out our YouTube channel video where Reese is making our half square triangles. It will teach you everything that you need to know. So to get started, I'm going to go ahead and trim these up to the 3.5 inches that they need to be, and then I'll show you the rest of the steps. All right, so I am just going to go ahead and trim these to 3.5 inches. And look at that, they're already almost there. So I'm using my Creative Grids rotary cutter, and I'm also using my Creative Grids rotating mat because, oh my gosh, you guys, if you want your project to go by really quickly and smoothly, invest in these products because they're going to do a phenomenal job for you if you know how to hold your ruler the right way. All right, so you're going to trim all of your half square triangles down to that 3.5 inches. And if you have that rotating mat and cutter, that is so good because it's going to make it so much quicker and easier for you. Then after you have made your half square triangles, you're going to go ahead and make your quarter square triangles. Now that's going to be totally different. So you're going to pick your charm fabric and then of course your accent fabric. I chose this pretty green floral and then my accent is the pink. And what you're going to do is you're going to draw 2 diagonal lines going from corner to corner, but in both directions. So you're really going to have that X on the back of your fabric and material. And what we're going to do is we're going to stitch a 1/4 inch away from each drawn line, but you're going to start on the left hand side. So that's going to be this side right here, and then this one, and then you'll rotate it and it'll be that one there. So you'll do all 4 of those. And when you're done, you're going to cut on the drawn line, which is going to give you these cute little triangle bits here for the next step of piecing those together. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch that 1/4 inch seam on the left side of each drawn line, and then I'll be back with you. Now I've stitched that 1/4 inch seam on the left side of each of those lines, so I'm going to go ahead and cut them now. I'm going to use my Creative Grids rotating mat for that. Once I'm done cutting these, I'm going to open them and press them towards the Fabric A pink accent fabric. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and give those a press. Okay, now that those are pressed, you can see here that I actually have 2 different sets. And if you look at my pillow, the reason being is because I wanted to have some nice contrast in those points. So I've used 2 green fabrics. I've picked my 2 that I liked the most, and now I'm going to piece them together. So we've got the 2 that we want, and you're just going to lay them out like this. So you want your accents to be facing your charm fabrics. And that's how you're going to know that you're doing it right and that you're laying it out right. If you stitch on the right side of the line instead of the left, your half square triangle, quarter square triangle blocks will not come out right. So we're going to lay those right sides together. And because you press them the right way, the seams are going to nest perfectly. And I'm going to do that on all 4 of these. Just lay them together and nest them up. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stitch that 1/4 inch seam down each of these. Once I'm done, I'm just going to press them open and then I will show you the next step. Just pressing my seams open. These are going to get trimmed down to 3.5 inches, and I'm going to use my rotating mat by Creative Grids to cut them because it saves so much time, so much easier when you don't have to pick up your fabric. And also keeps things a little bit straighter too. And when you're using your Creative Grids ruler, you want to make sure that your line, so there's a diagonal line going right across my ruler, and I want that diagonal line to go right along my seam, and then I'm going to measure it up to that 3.5 inch mark, making sure there's just enough trim space, and I'm going to trim all of those to that 3.5 inch size. And this is what it looks like when it's done. It's just so cute and it looks so perfect. And your points are going to stay. It's going to be so nice when you're done. And the next step is going to be to make the center of your star. So I've got my center star fabric, and this is going to be a square in a square. So to do that, you've got your 4 triangles that you've cut out from your cutting instructions. And then what you're going to do is you're going to lay them together, right sides together, and you're going to stitch 2 of these triangles onto the opposite sides, press them towards the accent fabric, and then you'll stitch the other 2 triangles. All right, so I have sewn my 2 triangles on there using that 1/4 inch seam allowance, and now I'm going to go ahead and press the seams towards the accent fabric A. And now to finish this square in a square, we're just going to attach the other 2 triangles doing the same method we just did before, laying them both on opposite sides, right sides together. I'm going to stitch a 1/4 inch seam, and then we'll have that cute, adorable little square in a square center. Okay, so I've sewn those 2, and once I press it, it's going to be so adorable. I love square in a square, and once you guys figure these methods out, you are going to be sewing so many different things. All right, gave that a really nice press. So now it's nice and flat, and we can begin attaching the rest. So for the remainder of your pillow, what you're going to do is you're going to look at the back of the image and you're going to stitch your rows together according to the image, but you have all the components that you need now to finish your pillow top. You've got your cute little square in a square, you've got your 1/4 square triangles, and you've got your half square triangles. So you can just lay all those out. You're going to stitch them all right sides together using that 1/4 inch seam allowance. And once you get your rows assembled, make sure that you press your row seams going in one direction. And then to do the backing, remember we always love that envelope enclosed backing because it gives you such durability. And I've already made my backing. And when you're doing that, you're just going to fold it in half with wrong sides together, give it a good press, and then stitch down that 1/4 inch seam. Remember that you can get this pillow in our subscription box, or you can order it online at thequiltedcow.com. So remember to like and subscribe to us on Facebook. And if you need to get caught up on any of our other videos, go to our YouTube channel or go to thequiltedcow.com to see the full posts. But we've got lots of good things on there. You can get your half square triangle video on there and everything that you need. So thanks for joining us, and we will see you again next time.
Okay, you wicked cool quilters, good job. You made it to the end. We would like to thank our sponsors, Husqvarna Viking Sewing Machines, Creative Grids, rulers, rotary cutters, and mats, and Wilmington Prints for the beautiful fabrics. Thanks for watching.